Hey, guess what? I restarted the stream and it works now. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? How long did I stream for? Like almost an hour? What time is it? 53 minutes. 53 minutes. 53 minutes. Not a bit of dialogue. That's annoying. That's so turbo annoying. Hello everyone. We're starting this from the beginning. Fuck it. Do we start this from the beginning? I don't know if I had the conviction to start from the beginning. I said so much. God fucking damn it. That's so annoying. Apologies to anyone who was here throughout all that. I assumed because I saw my avatar, yapping, that I was also yapping. God fucking that's so upsetting. What are we on? We're on number 4 even. We went through 3 whole fucking games. What do you mean there was no sound? That's turbo fucking annoying. Start this shit again. Oh look, chat. Soon you will make a choice. Wowee. Isn't that spooky? Give me control of my mouse. 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 Oh my god. Give me control of my mouse. Let me out. Let me out. Whatever. We're fine. No, we're not fine. I can't fix it though. We're just not gonna bother with that game capture. We're just gonna screen capture. Shit's already gone downhill enough. Just anyways, I was saying in this game that I like the design of the trees and other such, designs in these games because they have that geometric design to them, but they're not too busy. Like I've seen a lot of geometric designs that are just they have way too many faces. So they're just way too cluttered. Can't really see what the hell is going on. It's just too much. These are a nice amount. If anything, they could do with a little bit more detailing, but that risks going a little too far over even. So I don't know. I enjoy them. That's what I'm trying to say. I also was saying that I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to be going other than following the trees, which apparently was the correct idea. So I'm going to do that again. And I don't remember. I was yapping about how this area that's very dead, but it's with the rainfall, it's probably just winter. Man, retreading ground. Might as well be part of the content here. Grab this. Right. And after this, I was thrown upon this altar against my will. I was like, this kind of it immediately made me think of a story of somebody who was either sacrificed or whatever brought to this altar to do something. And then whatever happened to them caused them to like ascend to like godhood. But they still have that human mentality of being so hurt. And so they use their infinite god power to just make somebody, some random person, me, go through their pain in a kind of hurt people type of thing, you know? I was brought here just as you, but I was brought here long ago, and so you will hear my story just as yours unfolds. Take no comfort. There is pain in your immediate future. Oh yeah, and then I was like, hey, can I opt out? And then, or what if I just, you know, don't? Because that sounds like it sucks. And right as I said, like, can I opt out, the floor fell out, and I was like, oh. Sorry, soon it will stop being me recounting. Because I fucking was streaming for an hour without any goddamn audio. My course was set for me. What heresy was committed by my birth? When is the last time someone walked their fingertips up the crest of your spine? Do you remember the sensation well enough to cherish it? I hope you do. And here I was like, I don't think I've ever felt that, and I feel like I wouldn't enjoy it if I did. And here's where I was yapping about like what I think the story is. I remember the day. The rain was black, pregnant with soot. I have felt such loneliness. I mistook their expectation for love. Alright. Now it's new content. We like to think that when angry hands are flying across our doors, those who claim to love us will risk their flesh to keep us safe. That they will turn against the narrow-eyed world and make their arms our sanctuary. We are always wrong. I'm gonna go this way this time. Very, what's that style of art called? Where you have like the infinite staircase that don't make sense. Or staircases. I was a coin thrown into a well of antipathy? When RE2? Not today. Today is Kitty Horror Show. And honestly, there's gonna be like multiple days of Kitty Horror Show. What are we in, whatchamacallit? Where's that? What's the city? Memphis, Tennessee. Please send Ada in chat. What does that mean? Oh, another elevator. I have not gotten all the purple gems. This is another one. I was never given a chance. We already went to that one. Logic dictates that there's one over here. My logic has failed me. Oh? Okay. I fell off. Fell off. Lulu, skip to my Lou. Skip to my Lou, my darling. Oh. It's like some kind of flower. I was not a child, but a foundation. This time I'm not gonna fall off. It's over here. The last one. Is there such title as like digital sculptor? Like making sculptures purely digitally? Because I feel like that's an apt description or an apt title for a Kitty Horror Show. They seem to really enjoy making things, you know? You know what I'm trying to say though? Like all these sculptures, like they made a whole game about walking around and looking at sculptures. What? Okay, there we go. I guess you have to get all the gems to power the elevator to go to the next area. There's something I want you to see. Look up. What is it? Is it this garden? Because it's very pretty. If a little dangerous, what with the no guardrails. What the fuck does this say? What is this letter? Plan? Whatever this is. Planted? Is that an E? Is that a T dragged into the E? And then there's the D? In a fallow garden. I don't know if fallow is a word. I don't know. If it is a word, I've never heard it. Very geometric. That's an interesting sculpture, question mark? It's like a tree trying to size up a sword. It's like the tree is growing to try and pull the sword out of the stone, you know? Like it's already starting to like get one of its branches on there. That one's reaching out to wrap around the handle. I have envied the trees for the chaos of their branches. Interesting sentiment. I personally wouldn't consider tree branches to be chaotic. They kind of follow an order. Bird. Bird up. There is no nourishment I can draw up with these roots. So they've been buried, but they seem to still be alive. Or at least conscious. I don't know the difference between those two. Or if you can have one without the other. It would be interesting to find consciousness without life. Because, like, we've kind of always assumed that, you know, life is one stage and then consciousness is a stage of life. Like, there are a lot of animals on this planet that are alive, but not all of them are conscious like us. So it'd be interesting to see something that was conscious but not alive. I don't know. I've envied cicadas as they tore free of old skin. I remember that line. That one really stuck with me. I watched a video, I believe it was by Jacob Geller, on these games, but that was years ago, so I'm like I still remember the vague idea of Kitty Horror Show and their games, but like the specifics I have completely forgotten. But I do remember I have envied cicadas as they tore free of old skin, because that one resonated with me. You'll never guess why, and I'll never fucking tell you. The stone you ascend was once my skin, my spine, every shape you have traversed. I have chosen for myself. My rebirth has made me undefinable and infinite. I shed the pretense of form and became perfect. I am at once the queen and the kingdom. So I was right about this person kind of becoming like the area. I don't actually know if I stated that idea or if I kind of got lost halfway through the thought, because that tends to happen. I gotta say, the whole like thought process when I'm talking is like I have an intro thought, and I just go, all right, brain, I trust you. Say words, and I focus on playing the video game. I once heard tales of a desert. That's cool. Happy for you. Full of monuments, black as gardens. What? Grudges? Black as grudges? Is that a J? That looks like an A. Grudges. I have seen the Magna Carta. A temple called to them in sleep. Swallowed and twisted them up. Oh, okay. I was like, uppies, please. I'm going up. Almost to the top. Their helpless muscles obeyed the edicts. So they kind of got like Pied Piper out here. You know what I'm saying? I understand your fear better than you know, but in your sacrifice, they have unknowingly given you a gift. I offer you a choice, a kindness none has ever showed me. Be it your wish, you may have annihilation, quiet and certain, but you can be shapeless and eternal if you open my door. I am afraid. Have you ever been anything else? Something's appearing. They're purple crystals instead of... Oh. I see the, I see the two endings now. Nah. Are you certain? The Abyss does not give up its claims. Sounds fun. Ow. I will take no pleasure from the blood you lay across my stone, but I do not fault you for your decision. May the void give you the peace that your world denied you. And that was Rain House. Rain House Eternity. You were brought to this altar, and now you'll make a choice. This one's 00000FF0000 Cage_S. It's got this nice description here. Click and download now to get access to the following items. 99_. And then this one is the one I really wanted this for, so we could poke around in here. Very nice file name. 7. R7 T88R7 Z1112214447. Yep. Yep. LMP 2211579.txt. bunch of characters I don't have. Very cool. Let's go in L. Here's the game, I think. M. We got .app contents. I see. Oh. Linux, Mac, P? Windows? Yeah, because that's a Linux. .app is, I'm assuming, Mac. And then .exe is Windows. Alright. I don't know what P stands for, but makes sense to me. Anyways, I don't remember if I made this one an executable. It is not. Which graphics quality are we thinking, chat? I'm thinking all them colons. And then 16:9. I guess we're in full screen. Huh. The game does not lock my mouse very well. I don't want you to be here. Oh! Oh! My ears! My ears! My fucking ears! Please! Holy shit. But I need you here. Fucking shit. Can you lock my mouse, please? So I can, like, look around? The answer is no. And how dare you ask the question, apparently. Wait, let me turn up the game so I can hear what the hell is even happening anymore. Very spiky. Very red. Really wish it would lock my mouse. Let's try a windowed mode real quick. No, it's not. It's like programmed not to lock my mouse in the window. Can you see it? My mouse is escaping. Hi. Wait for it. Perfect. I don't want you here. It's a good thing I've dealt with Unity games that don't lock your mouse. I've got the skills. Oh shit. The skills aren't working. Oh. I see. So there was a thing chasing me the entire time. Fucking. Just lock my mouse so I can look around, please. This is... Okay. I found a new way of turning my camera where I use the jankiness of the mouse. Shit, I fucked it up. Look right some more. No, look right more. It's not working. It's immediately failing. Please stop crying, statue. What? The fuck? What am I shooting out? What the fuck is happening? I don't know what's happening or what to do. Oh. I see. I guess we'll go this way. Good at his plate. Good place as any. I couldn't read any of that. Seems to be a dead end. Cages. Wanted leaves? I see. Well, that was that game. Up next is Hornets. We're not gonna play it there. A short horror story about insects, endings, gods, and the destructive capacity of hieroglyphs. Content warning: violence, murder, gore, body horror, hornets, and wasps. And then we're just gonna close that. So let me just unbury myself real quick. Number 6. It's going a lot faster than I thought it would be. Oh, I guess it's an HTML game, so maybe we will play it in the browser. This. Huh. What if I run it from here? It's basically the same. I can make it big. Hold up. It's Control Plus, right? There we go. This game contains music. It's your fault the world is ending. How so? The city center. A tangle of squat square buildings with no doors, compressed, their skin knitted together by years and poor planning. The roads are black cobble, black like the sky, so that it looks like the city hangs in empty space. The air quivers and buzzes and shakes. The horizon grows red. The city's heart is quiet, withered, still. Try wandering the streets. You walk, the entire city is baying and has 1,000 throats. You allow yourself to become lost in the alleys and cramped footpaths between the city's tiers. The droning of the hornet's wings is incessant, and it bounces and amplifies off of the stone, rushing down to fill the alleys like water being channeled. It follows you everywhere. Let's try enter a building. You pick a door and enter. No one to stop you. You're the only one in the city who isn't hemorrhaging. Hemorrhaging? Soft silks, cushions, and pretty furniture, bottles of green glass, incense burners adorn shelves, tables, altars, the house of a clothier, or a scrollwright. 2 bodies, one stung, the floor beneath them visible through the gaping hole in their chest, and the other having chosen not to leave their lover's side. Gentle floral scents have made some are made somehow perverse by the heavy smell of blood. The city's festival square, when not used for praising the gods, becomes crowded with tents and stalls. Dozens of bodies, most of them punctured by stingers or eviscerated by chitinous jaws, are strewn across the square. Nearly every stall is splintered ruin. Hornets circle and hover overhead, or cling motionlessly to the nearby city walls. They ignore you. You notice that one of the nearby stalls, which is still intact, once belonged to a brushmaker. You step toward the stall and survey the fruits of the dead woman's labor. A glyph painting brushes fanned out across the stone, each of them exquisitely beautiful. You kneel and pick one up, placing it in your satchel. Curled up in the shadows of buildings and away from the fires and lights of the city's center, mosses climb walls and fill corners. Vines drape themselves across forgotten statue. Fleshy black willows. Hold up. I just realized something. There we go. Fleshy black willows with violet leaves grope yearningly for the ground and the sky. Doorways are grown over. Footpaths are lost. Two hornets are mating in a clearing. Backsides connected. Bodies writhing and contorting in coital stupor. Chitins slick with blood. They ignore you. You used to come here sometimes. One of the kinds of anomalies that simply occur in cities that grow naturally. Separated from the garden by a lockless iron gate, a small space walled in by conjoined buildings, a single bench beside a small wishing well. From here, in the small square view of the sky, there are no stars, only wings. Something is shining beneath the water. You reach in to take it. It is a tiny polished hematite statuette of a creature called a dolphin. You had imagined them very differently. You take the statuette. Do we go to the plaza? A wide stone terrace, 100,000 squares and triangles of colored glass set into the streets, which shone like a field of opalescent diamonds on festival nights when the moons were full and close. Perforated bodies litter the area. The air is rank with blood. Several hornets on the other side of the plaza are ravaging some of the corpses, disemboweling them with their mandibles, puncturing their inert forms with their stingers again and again. Reveling, they ignore you. The glass would glow and sing depending on the moons, and on the things it felt through the feet of the dancers, and what was poured on it. You once poured the last of your wine into a pattern shaped like a moth, and it bathed you in sapphire light. And the song it sang pulled the breath from your lungs like an undertow. Right now, with only blood to drink, the glass is wailing. Houses turn into temples. The streets are punctuated with shrines, statues, murals. One road leads up to the side of a hill, curling serpentine along the slope, to where a great circle of fluted columns holds up the domed roof of the oracle. Nearby, a hornet stands motionless atop the roofs of two conjoined temples, its black head pointing towards you, the orange of the horizon reflected in its carapace. You ascend the smooth steps that lead up to the hill from the temple district and approach the oracle, passing through one of the grand arches that make up its walls. One of the elder invokers is pacing the grand circular chamber, keeping guttering candles lit and crying to himself. Your footsteps signal your entrance. He turns to face you. He goes pale first, then red. He pitches his candle at you, and it snaps against the marble floor. "You have murdered us all," he says. "We had such hopes for you. The ink so loved, you could nearly hear it singing. But you have murdered us for what? For what?" Because we deserve this. Because you deserve this. Because I deserve this. Because I had to. Because I wanted to. Because I could. I don't know. The other spits at you. The air stirs suddenly, guttering the candles. The sound of droning approaches fast. The elder casts his eyes about, then begins to run. The oracle shakes as a hornet touches down just outside. The elder screams. The hornet faces its head in through an archway. In an instant, without sound, the hornet's mandibles are around the elder's middle. Without sound, the hornet's mandibles slice the elder in half. The body topples, blood and viscera fanning out across the candlelit marble. The hornet lifts off again, departs. The wide chamber is quiet, the orange light of old candles making the columns and archways shake like a mirage. You are surrounded by the judgmental statues of gods and goddesses. On her smooth, naked belly, the statue of hate still wears the glyph you drew upon her. The corpse of an elder invoker is here, divided in half at the trunk. Words abstracted into symbols, woven together, interlocked, activated. Death, swarm, end, wings, night. You were among the most gifted. Even as the ink left your brush, you felt your anger draining. Until the final line was laid against her stone skin, you stood and gawped at what you had done. The cause of your fury forgotten, limbs leaden with shock at your own actions and knowledge of catastrophic, irreparable change. There were maybe 3 seconds where you might have undone it. You might have stopped everything, but they had not taught you how to erase. There is no such thing as impermanent ink. Consider a statue. Augur. Augur, father of the tall stone, god of buildings, tools, cities, and invention. Arya, mother of the endless song, goddess of music, beauty, dreams, and madness. Ink, mother of the page, goddess of language, arts, and secrets. Hate, mother of the hive, goddess of fury, plague, wings, death, and stinging insects. Nail, mother of the sea of knives, goddess of chains, agony, blood, metal, and rust. Pyre, father of the sun, god of fire, deserts, salt, and desiccation. Signal, father of the black towers, god of noise, interruption, nightmares, and telepathy. Let's go to the apothecary. Tables, bottles, mortars, pestles. A wasp ravages the tissue of a tree, which swells with toxins, which the apothecaries harvest, lance, drain, and use for the mixing of ink. The blood of the city. It had been called by people who now would gasp at their own presegacy city. A robed figure is slouched at a writing desk, an empty bottle in their hand, black fluid running down in rivulets from the corner of their slack mouth. There's a small glass vial with sharp edges on one of the tables. You pick it up. It feels warm and vibrant, singing to your skin. The wasp that gave you the ink that made the gall that made this ink shared your resonance. The ink was meant for you. You slip the vial into your satchel. Back to the city center. To the library. The sconces outside the entrance and arch have toppled. High above, the great domed glass roof of the Athenaeum has been punctured. The hornets swarm in and out, shredding the flesh of history and science to build new nests. Shredding the flesh of history and science to build new nests. One of them clings to the facade, motionless, head pointed towards the ground, its giant eye watching you ambivalently. The marble walls and vastness of the library's first floor amplify the droning wing noises of the great hornets that writhe across the high ceiling. Many shelves and volumes have been destroyed. The floor is clean of bodies. It was to their homes or the battlements that everyone ran, not the comfort of old knowledge. Suddenly, it all become useless. The center of your work, of your art, where your hands were trained to brush ink across page, while the vitae of creation ran like light through your fingertips. Taught to make your ink drink you and harden your will. You were taught too much. There are shelves of books filled with hold up. There are shelves of books filled with the knowledge of old masters. There is also a locked case full of papyri, where the aberrants are locked away from the unready. Written in the hieroglyphs which so entranced you in your adolescence, you used to stare at them for hours until their lines and curves became meaningless with semantic satiation, obsessing over the subtle poetry and quivering hidden energy in the shapes themselves. You knew how ready they could tear everything apart, and it made your heart flutter and your palms ache, but you were not always like this. The elder invokers held their secrets tight, believing that the stability of the city relied on their reluctance to spread knowledge. Their reluctance relied on weak locks. You snap the hinge off the case and retrieve the papyrus of one aberrant glyph you had not managed to see. Fire. The glyph teaches itself to you, practically slides into you, warming under and past your eyes and into your understanding. You now possess all the knowledge that the elder invokers believed was required before the world could end. Their wings stir the air, cool gusts that smell of ozone and brush the hair out of your eyes. The dome above you, which depicted the deaths of gods and which you had grown so used to staring at for long hours, is filling slowly with porous nests. Shredded pages and filmy wing scales drift down to coat the floor. Your feet feel sticky. Toppled shelves make movement impossible. Last place, the gates. The great black gates of the city had always kept it safe from those who coveted its arts and music. They did nothing at all against the translucent wings of hate's titanic harbingers, only prevented the citizenry from dying outside in the grassy fields. The room is narrow, lit by a single candle that sputters and coughs greasy smoke. A gate guard is here, slouched in a chair, trying to keep his entrails from leaving his body through a hole in his stomach. Blood laps down from his mouth. His eyes are glassy and pleading. He looks to you and coughs, groans, gurgles. On the wall is the winch which opens the city's front gate. A small act of mercy, hitherto the only kind which you are capable. You lean forward, retrieving your brush and ink from your satchel. You mark the guard's forehead with the death glyph. Channeling your will through the shaft of your brush, the guard's eyes widen as he begins to choke, and he begins to choke. The ink settles into his skin. Soon his body is lax and lifeless. You crank the winch. Outside the gatehouse you hear the low groaning of the city's gates, opening to the dark fields outside. The dark sea of grass shivers and roils. The bloody orange horizon is dotted with the iron skeletons of distant towers. Everywhere on the horizon and in the sky above the city and on the walls, the hornets are buzzing, hovering, soaring, perching, nesting. They ignore you. Leading away from the city, further out into the vast darkness of the fields and to the hills beyond, hornets are grazing there. They ignore you. Rising up from the fields like bloated sores on the skin of the world, peaked with scabrous tufts of jagged, leafless forests. Hornets are mating here. Hornets are laughing here. They ignore you. Branches snap like rotting teeth. The trees are tall and fleshless. No leaves, no moisture, no protection from the stars. Hills behind, a clearing filled with metal spires ahead. Hornets celebrating indulgently the brutal slaughter of your species here. They ignore you. The towers of the signal, where he struck the earth and filled the air with soundless noise, where ink made love to him and gave birth to the language. Each one is as wide as the oracle at its base, and each stretches so high that one must look straight up to see the top. Each is covered in tumescent, papery growths, nests, virulent and unnatural, all of them bubbling with massive newborn hornets. They ignore you. All of the others are dead. Here and in the city, you are alone with the hornets. Here, among the feet of the towers, you are alone with the hive. You have the components to burn it. You retrieve the file of ink and brush from your satchel. You open the file, dip your brush and reach forward. You reach forward and shut your eyes. The glyph of fire rushes up and etches itself against the backs of your eyelids. Your fingers begin to feel hot. The tip of your brush makes contact with the nearest tower. Nothing happens. Above, the hornets are laughing. Above, the hornets are breeding. Above, the hornets are multiplying. Above, hate is watching her children spread out across the surface of the earth like an infection, and watching one tiny creature with a brush attempt to use the god's own gift against her. But of course, the gods cannot be killed with by their own weapons, and so she laughs. We need to go apothecary, grab the ink. Huh. I can't kill him this time. Wait, I think that was it, actually. Oracle. For what? I don't know. Impermanent ink. Consider a statue. Forgive me. Nope, I think that's it. That was hornets. The gods cannot be killed with their own weapons. Right, the music comes from here. Up next is Chirza, a first-person flash fiction horror story. Explore a surreal desert while collecting fragments of a memoir. Audio required. Headphones strongly recommended. Thank you for playing. I'm actually going to BRB real quick. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm back. Hello, hello. Let's get this up and going before I switch back. Readme.txt. Warning.txt. Huh. Okay, the readme is just by Kitty Horror Show. But then there's this. Warning, do not play before reading. This application was only meant to be downloaded willingly. If for any reason you have come upon this application on your personal computer without awareness to its origins, or if you have no recollection of having downloaded it, do not run the application. In the event you run the application despite having no awareness of its acquisition, immediately delete the application from your personal computer. Immediately leave your house and begin walking due south while repeating one of your secret words of warning in your thoughts. Continue walking in this fashion until you encounter a naturally occurring sanctuary glyph that you recognize. If approached by anyone in this time, do not engage with the approacher. Touch or stand atop the sanctuary glyph for a period of time no less than 7 minutes. If you have downloaded this application willingly, thank you for downloading and enjoy. Well, it's a good thing I downloaded this willingly. I forgot to... Nope. Is this another one? Pardon? Oh, right. Great. I really should have double checked these before. Dust City, huh? A city appears, its history burnt into the soil. Satellite imagery verifies that the city had not existed within the crater prior to 12 hours ago. You have been randomly selected to investigate the city and the crater to search for anomalies, artifacts, or clues as to the nature of the city. Things you will need. Standard issue Esotech Arcanodex 5 included. Pencil paper not included. Level 3 magical protection provided by agency-appointed staff ritualist. Due to the hazardous and unpredictable nature of doors, the agency will be incapable of monitoring your progress should you enter a building or structure. In such an event, utmost caution is to be used. Dust City is the first complete 3D game by me, Kitty Horror Show. Okay. That's still Shires. We want Dust City. This one I'm pretty sure I didn't. Oh, never mind. Thank you so much for playing. Now I saw this, right? A quick start guide. There's also a bunch of zip files in here. So this one's interesting. But sorry for the flashbang. But Azotech Arcanodex V5 quick start guide. Congratulations, lucky agency-appointed field investigator. You are now the proud owner of an Azotech Arcanodex, the bleeding edge of super normal investigative technological aids, complete with the latest iteration of Azotech's world-renowned handheld operating system, Arc OS 5. Azotech is proud to be considered the world's leading manufacturer of handheld investigative devices. And am I really... One-touch artifact decryption. Detect nearby mysterious artifacts and decrypt them at the touch of a button. When in close proximity to a mysterious artifact, the Arcanodex will notify you with a distinctive sound. Merely click the function button on the device, and the Arcanodex will absorb, interpret, and decrypt any and all semiotic data contained in the mysterious artifact, including designation, numerical decryption data, sigillic subroutines, ritual reagent information, ley line correspondence data, and even psychohexic threat assessment data. Yet another groundbreaking achievement in space-time displacement technology, the Arcano Dex 5 comes equipped with the ability to transport you instantly to the agency-designated home point of your current field operation, no matter where in the universe you might be. Simply press T. Hold up. Properly referred to as ghosts, have been an increasing obstacle in the operations of the agency-appointed field investigators ever since the Stygian lapse of 2003. Many investigators reported increased sightings of these anomalies, concurrent with feelings of longing to communicate or understand them. Azotech, ever at the forefront of linguistics advancement, has equipped your Arcanodex with the ability to translate the intrinsic interest. Similar to artifacts, your device will emit a distinctive sound when you are close to a PRA. Then simply press the function button, and the Arcanodex will translate the intrinsic semiotic patterns and display them in an easily readable, non-maddening, aesthetically pleasing font. Doors. The Arcanodex is currently incapable of assessing possible risks or threats that might exist beyond any doors. Proceed with caution. Alright, that's enough reading the manual. No, please run. No, please run. No, but like... please run. libglu.so.1. Give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I can't just install this library real quick. What do you mean? Oh. There we go. Install. What was it again? Copy. Paste. What is libglu? That's a great question. Libglu. What am I looking for again? .so.1. Okay, let's try this. You know, the first suggestion I find. libglu -mesa. Yeah, that ain't. I kind of figured that. Oh, it was that was posted in 2014. Great. libglu -mesa. Not found. Ubuntu. libglu1 hyphen mesa. Oh! It didn't... Oh, come on. It actually... that was correct, but it didn't actually... So it's installed. It's already at the newest version. So... I don't know why. Okay. Cool. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why it's not seeing that library. And that's upsetting because that's the last one. Those are the last two of them, actually. Well, I guess... Let's try this. I'm going to try downloading the... I was going to save the Haunted Cities for another time, but one, I've run out of games that are actually working. Or at least that I can get working because for some reason libraries aren't being called. And two, it's only been like 2 hours. So, yeah. We can start cracking these open. Please read this text. Okay. Thank you so much for downloading. Hold up. Thank you so much for downloading this collection. I can get rid of that as well. All the games in this bundle were created as rewards for my Patreon backers, without whom none of them would have been possible. Having a Patreon has given me the ability to survive and make games while performing a minimum of part-time non-game development related work, and I'm incredibly thankful for it every day. But even with part-time work, I still don't make very much, and things are tough. If you enjoy these games and would like to play more of them, please, please, please consider becoming a patron. I understand. It's fine. Thank you to all my beloved little birds for the consistent generosity, kindness, and support. Mama Crow loves you. Those are images. Circadia is just a bunch of images. It sits with its back flat against the gray sky. Its walls are nearly the same color as the clouds. There are no doors or windows that she can see. Its edges blur and jitter silently, infinitesimally. Whenever it comes into view, the tape stops. It won't let her fast forward or rewind or resume. Only eject and stare. A tiny gray house on a vague horizon, from which she can feel nothing. Her fingers rake against black plastic. She bites her tongue and tastes blood. You have sickened my collections, she thinks. She does not know what it wants, but she hates it. She knows it. She must go to it, but the tape won't let her go. It won't play, and the house has no doors. She turns from the screen. Her knees grind the carpet and her eyes adjust to the room. She begins searching through boxes. First Nervometrics, then Illinois Trip, then Industrial Park, then Soot, then Late Walking. She feels nothing from any tape in any box until the overturned Adidas box named Circadian. 2 tapes, one unlabeled, the other dated with the same as the one in the player. She has not watched this one yet and doesn't know what it would show her, where she would end up. Normally she would care, but right now she's angry. She's afraid the house would lock all her doors, and she'll never have another way out. Anything would be better. She ejects the first tape and inserts the second, pausing immediately. A house as viewed from its backyard. A back entrance leading into a basement. Windows holding darkness. Snow piles up against the retaining wall at the side of the house. Everything's gray or white or black. The image judders as the tape holds its position. She presses her finger against the curved glass. The static bites at the tiny hairs of her skins. She shuts her eyes and begins to inhale. The electricity wraps itself around her face like a grocery bag. The white noise conforms to the shape of her inhaling mouth. Feels as though she is falling, and she is standing soul deep in snow, staring at a white door. It is always raining here. The rain is black, half clear, thick, and tastes like ketamine and nail polish remover. She can feel it settling on her shoulders, spreading out in her hair. There is no sun here. Only light is cathode or incandescent. The only light is cathode or incandescent or bioelectrical. Everything is soft, blurred, and fuzzy. She finds it comforting. There are no hard edges, only soft ones. Spaces and shapes dissolving into each other, held together by magnetic memory. It's as though the physicality of everything is turned down by one step or adjusted towards some soft average or some soft average. Bricks and ghosts brought closer together. Everything has a shadow. She steps through the glass of the door. The basement sprawls in every direction. It is actually hundreds of basements, conjoined at the shoulders and elbows and cheeks. A pressing darkness wherein 100 unfinished staircases might lead up to 100 different kitchens or garages or foyers. She has to find the right one. She moves by feel. The cement floors suck at her feet. In every corner there is trash, boxes, sun-yellowed rocking horses, filthy plastic toys, containers of holiday decorations. 8 million desiccated legs curl towards 1 million brittle thoraxes. In the distance, in the darkness, pipes rattle and shudder. Houses are settling all around her. Soon, she is lost. I need a drink. 1 second. Okay. She takes the nearest set of stairs because her skin is telling her that if she stays here any longer, she'll never get out. The light bulb at the top of the stairs is an acidic yellow-orange. The adjustment hurts her eyes. She pushes open the door at the top of the stairs and steps out into a night dark hallway. The walls are peeling. The basement door shuts itself. The floors are cheap linoleum, strewn with trails of old, dark fluid. It is uncomfortably dense and physical here, as though the walls have material. She is suddenly afraid of every stain, as though each were a poison she could absorb through her false skin. She hurries. She hurries through living rooms filled with rotten bodies and old food. She hurries through construction, where walls are skeletal and wooden, with skin of plastic sheets. She hurries through the porcelain of dust and drying paint in apartment hallways where light fixtures are caged in paper. The rain enters through every gap it can find. There is no daylight to follow it in. She comes to a door that takes most of her shoulder to open, and she leaves a black smear across its face. It opens to a grimy kitchen. The floor is a graveyard of shattered plates and burst trash bags. There's a door, an exterior door, and she can see the spectral pseudo-light of overcast at its borders. She opens the door and steps into the first tape, into the shot her player refused to move forward from. Walk into a video game stream. It's a JPEG wearing a PNG. Chaz does a visual novel yet? God, I wish I could write the words in my head without replacing them with unrelated verbs. Interesting. She stares at the house for days. It's confounding, this bleak, laughing object, paralytic in its materiality, a laughing monolith. You know what? Let's expand the image a little bit. Back home in her too hot room, her tapes are dying because of this flickering, implacable image. She's grinding her teeth, but her feet don't want to move forward. She screams into her own muscles, and only after an eon of self-flagellation does her unwilling body begin to move forward. Her feet carve the snow. She crests up a hill. The fog swims, soft and quiet, pressing in against her skin, against her will, against her purpose, because it serves the house. And the house wants her to stop. But she doesn't. She comes to a wall and presses her hands flat against the siding. Inside, she can hear memories, feel laughter, envision warmth. There's a fireplace and a wide window, and a dog that waits for her every day when she walks home after school, cutting through backyards. Her throat hitches, her teeth bite down, and suddenly her tongue is bleeding again. Turns out there is a door. It's the same color as the sky. It was on the side she couldn't see. It's covered in blood, and it whispers her name. She kicks it 6 times, and it doesn't open. She didn't expect it to. She just wanted to hurt it. She twists the knob. The door opens. She steps inside. She starts screaming because she misses her apartment, the one with the high ceiling and the green light, where she was comfortable, where the warmth was fast, and she was when she flicked the switch on the wall, and her balcony was littered with cigarette butts, and she could be alone forever if she wanted to. She misses that place like a lover, and she's pressing her face against the side of the house and screaming because the house put its own sadness into her veins. It's the only thing she can think to do. Something gives, and she's in, walking thoughtlessly through a door like she's breaking a fever, standing in a foyer like she's been invited. The house is too clear, too clean. There are people in it, and she can recognize their faces, and they're smiling at her. She starts to panic. "Hey, sweetheart, where have you been? Hey, kiddo, long time no see. Doing okay? Hey, honey, dinner's ready soon, so don't get too busy, okay? You can always come back home." And then she's on the floor, knees grinding the carpet, shoulders shaking, eyeliner bleeding down her face, screaming into her palms. She's not the kind of girl who gets closure, so she'll likely end up stuck there for a while. She has no answers, and there is no way back to her apartment, and she can't think of any endings. Still screaming into her hands, still mocked by the house, and all pretend to remain there, and all who pretend to remain there, and she's still there. That was Circadia. Please actually run. Nice. So tired. Finally home. You missed a lot. You missed an hour of me walking around with no mic and then playing a bunch of other games. And a lot of me reading. I've been doing a lot of reading. Oh. What? Arrow keys. Enter barn. Arrow keys and mouse, huh? Oh, arrow keys with... I see. I'm just going to pretend this is a RPG game now. And just WASD ZX C. Okay. That is not how the game is played. They want arrow keys and mouse. Hello? Anybody out here making spooky noises? Oh, there's some spooky trees. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. You know, let's not wander into the woods at night. That's a good way to die. Or just get lost. Honestly, this kind of reminds me Other than the weirdly, like these are street lamp posts. I wouldn't see these in the country, but this does remind me of the country. So I'm not exactly scared right now. Yes, let's wander into the woods. It's her house. Especially after hearing that wailing scream. Oh, hi. How's it going? You know what? Let's turn that back on. You know what? If you like it, that's okay with me. If it makes you happy, then that's A-okay with me. Why do I have a knife now? Read book. You open to a random page. You will know that you have come to the kingdom of the Hierophant, for the roaches will have the teeth of men, and the wasps will not have stingers but tongues, and the worms will twist themselves into knots until they are torn and bleeding. Press space to continue. Wait, can I be pressing space this entire time? Could I have been pressing space? Alright, I'm gonna go out. Have fun. You cannot press space. You gotta click the thing. Alright. So that way to the barn. This way to the woods. The tree. I expected that to be like a that to be like the horror sting of like whatever is chasing me has spotted me type thing, and so my body I immediately instinctively was just like, oh, I gotta start moving. Oh, I don't love that. In fact, I would much rather not have that if I could. Ma, there's a weird fucking flesh spire outside. It reminds me of Grandpa. What does he say? A weird fucking cat outside. He kind of looks like... I forget what he says. What he compares the cat to. In the original video. Oh? Kill murderer. I think they're good. I think... Guy looks like fucking grandma. Okay, I was on the right beat. Ooh. Feast? Where's the food? Did I take them all to be prepared? Alright, guess I'm going home to have a nice banquet. It'll be a delicious feast. Plenty of meat. I already ate them? I didn't even share? Oh. Ma, there's a weird fucking door out here. Enter Terminus. Sure, why not? Okay, I can't turn around. Nope, more flesh spires. I don't love that. Could really do without the I don't really want to jump in the flesh river, thank you. No options? Okay. Oh, I just I know which house is yours. Oh. Well, that was grandmother, I guess. You know what, let's go back in there. Hold up. One more time. So what happens if I... God, they're turning. Take the knife. Take the knife. Okay, we did all that, right? And then we come out here. Alright, Grandma, enough TV time. Time to go to bed. Alright, have fun in this dark ass room. I'm gonna go interact with the flesh spire. The flash spire. Was it this way? I think it was this way. Don't you just hate it when Grandma's just sitting there hogging the TV, just watching static? Alright, the flesh spire cannot be interacted with. I feel like we've already seen everything. I feel like the game showed us what it wanted to show us already. And in that case, we can move on to the next one. Next one is Leech Bowl. Derelict quality. That's a good quality setting. Oh, I guess no full screen this time? Nope. Alright. That's fine by me. Whoa, whoa! These are way better graphics than anything else. Oh my goodness, and WASD controls? Really outdone yourself. We seem to be in some sort of... There's a lot of cell towers for such a small area. Botfly Road. Excuse me? Annelid Crest. Oh, good, blood. They're my leech meat. Oh, fuck. Well, I jump scared myself. I know, right? I like this game. I like this game a lot. I like the blood water balloon mechanic. I'm guessing there are gonna be leeches, and I'm gonna have to like throw these. Well.
Do you remember some time ago in an Eastern scientific institution, they kept a piece of heart alive for weeks on end? Well, I got to thinking, what if that heart began to grow and grow and grow and grow?
Hello, operator. Give me Mr. Regan fast. Hello, Mr. Regan. This is Lewis. Listen, get me a rewrite, man. The thing's still growing. No, Chief, I tell you the truth. The corridor's choked with living, crawling flesh. No, I'm not drunk. I'm telling you the truth. That little piece of flesh has grown until now it's jamming that building. All inside the space of an hour. You've got to believe me. It's the greatest news story of the generation, and here you argue with me. I tell you it's the truth. You've got to believe me.
You believe me. I tell you the only hope is to burn the building to the ground.
You've got to believe me.
Take it. I tell you, burn it to the ground. Burn.
And I tell you, take it easy. I sent in a call.
Is this from a movie?
For some reason, I cannot even imagine. This tissue is doubling in size every hour. Do you know what
This sounds like a 70s horror movie. Like the way they're talking.
now? And long before that, it will break open the building with the force of its pressure. And then it will be free in the street. Do you hear me? Free in the street. And then those tentacles.
Wait, free in the street? Did I duck out of that conversation like right at the time when it was most crucial for me to like pay attention? Because that's like so up my alley. It's almost kind of insane. I managed to do that on accident. Is that an oil refinery? Yeah. Okay then. Sputum. I like how these roads are all named after like gross things. Like the first one was botfly, which is a fly that like infests corpse, I'm pretty sure. No, they laid their eggs inside living people, and then the eggs hatch and then eat their way out. Yeah. That's botflies. Fucking disgusting creatures. And then there's 5th Street. I hate parasites, if you haven't noticed. Hematoma Way. Oh man, speaking of parasites, I was mowing my my yards today, and I was, as I was mowing, you have a taskbar on the left, you could fish that and make it normal. No, I like the taskbar on the left. Anyways, yeah, I was mowing. Whew. I inhaled and there was a dry spot in my lungs. Hold up 1 second. I mean in my throat, not my lungs. Whatchamacallit? I was mowing and I got I got this like spidey sense that I was like, something ain't right. And I looked at my arm and there were like 2 little baby mosquitoes on me. And I was like, fuck off. And then, I swiped at them. And then I looked at my right arm just to double check that I didn't have any there. And there were 3 more on that one. Another door. Meat. What you're made of. Keep that in mind. No child can resist the glory of divine. I'm not gonna say that. Crying won't help you. Nothing will help you. Your only hope for purpose is to feed them. Oh. My goodness. What? My goodness. Blood. 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 I can hear her blood. She is turgid with it. What are her secrets? Gorge yourself on blood. Never stop. I love the wording. I love the wording in these. Like turgid and gorge. I don't even know what turgid really means. But it sounds nice. Like it's a word I have to look up now. Or I just ask chat what it did. Yes, good. Gorge. Become succulent. Oh, no, that's George. Wait, did this say George earlier? Where's that gorge? I don't know how to spell gorge, now that I think about it. Remembering how to use Google. Dig for victory. For their sake, seek our mouths in the soil. Crawl between our teeth. What? Are we eating leeches? She may look clean, but her flesh remains her own. Her mind remains her own. Find her, hollow her. We will not go unfed. Are we eating people? Not turpid, turgid, with a G. Foul, wicked, and morally depraved. What are her secrets? So wait, I don't get it. Are they trying to get women to drink blood and then they eat the women? Are they trying to get people to eat the blood and then they eat the people? Because now they have more blood. Because it's actually mosquitoes. Swollen, distended, and bloated like a leech. What is this leechkin society? I can honestly not, like, I can stomach blood, right? Especially my own. But like the thought of just like taking a water bottle full of blood and just like throwing it back, and just like the thought of someone else's blood or drinking someone else's blood is like really unsettling to my tummy, and not gonna lie. Is this where I started? You know what? I just want to chill out here. This is not where I started, because I started on Botfly Road or whatever. Cholera Ave. Okay, that's the corner store. That's not anything. Limp Street. 3rd Street. By the way, here in America, named streets go north and south. Numbered streets go east and west. At least they tend to. Even even over in T-Town, they don't listen to that. So like, I'm certain in actual cities, they also don't follow this rule strictly. Is this everything? I'm so lost. This is the same corner store, right? Keep them fed. The divine poos. Give me that blood. Oh wait, this is where we this is the first place where we found blood. What does distended mean? Why is that word in my head? Okay, there's the first area we went to, right? Right. And then the corner store is... And then the corner store is... here. Distend is swollen from the inside. Gross. Main Street. I really don't understand my brain, but I guess, like, I understand the through line now between those two thoughts. If they're both a form of swelling, or can it be used to describe swelling? But like, I don't understand why. If I didn't know that they were both a form of swelling, why did a different part of my brain know that? If even. Context? Maybe. Context sensitive. I have a feeling like I've seen everything here, you know? We've thrown blood. We've gone down Mealworm Lane. We've wandered the derelict streets. That's Leech Bowl. And now Pente. God damn it. Fantastic. Let me out. You know what? Maybe I want to go back there. You know what? Actually, I liked it back in here more. I mean, I liked it when it was purple. I don't so much love the red. Green. Man, this society really likes the Pentagon. They're gonna be stoked when they find out there's McDonald's in there. Oh. Hey, we're back to purple. Space Castle. Space Disney. Oh, the Island of Whispers. It is said that this was where she came to compose her songs, including the area which kept the Black Star from waking. The aria? Waking to engulf the sky. Popular legend tells that if one is to sleep here at the time of Aphelion, the stars will quiet enough to hear her singing. One of my favorite facts to obliterate Europeans instantly is telling them that there's a McDonald's in the Pentagon. There is a McDonald's in the Pentagon. There's a whole song about it. Gotta hold C to crouch. Very nice, very peaceful. This is like a really nice, like... Hold up. If I could... Hold up. This is a really nice, like, wallpaper. Especially, like, an animated one. So you could, like, see the stuff rotating. And the sky kind of, like... Because, like, I don't know if you can see it, but, like, it seems like it's getting brighter and darker. I don't see a, like, light source or anything. Also, that Disney owns the airspace over Anaheim, so that and staff are allowed to carry guns and use lethal force. Yeah. That last part doesn't even surprise me in the slightest. I didn't know that was a fact, but if you told me that every costume character has an armed guard, I would not believe. I would believe you. I would not even hesitate to believe you. Goofy shot a guy once. Let's go. My God. The Grey Henges. While it is not known for certain what drove her from the island, it is said that the swords were a beacon for the Grey Henges, which gathered in the air and surrounded the island as she slept. Most maintain that she gave her life to drive them away, while others believe that she was taken by them to the Well of Howls and thrown in. Seems kind of rude. Also, feel like we should go look for her if we know where she is. Feel like she doesn't want to be there. You know, I don't want to speak for her or anything. But if I was dragged off to a place called the, what the fuck was it called? The Well of Howls. Yeah, if I get thrown into the Well of Howls, please expedite rescuing me. I don't want to be there. If you ever are like, you know, maybe Hef is enjoying her time in the Well of Howls. Maybe we shouldn't save her. No, save me from the Well of Howls, please. The Fountain of Ghosts. It was here that the swords first fell against her skin and opened her veins, which hemorrhaged the spirits she had housed within her heart. So many were the spirits that they welled within the wound and condensed like water to become a standing pond of lonesome wraiths. Can I swim? Man, I sure hope these lonesome wraiths don't mind me wading around in them. This is like some sacred holy land with like a bunch of cultural artifacts, and I'm just stumbling in 300 years after the civilization collapse, and I'm just like, oh, cool, water. Take a nice little swim in here. Meanwhile, they're like, these sacred waters, you know, nourished our people for generations. It is said that to contaminate them with anything is to bring ill will upon all of humanity, and I'm just sitting here like bathing in it. Well, that's volume 1. I'm pretty sure that's volume 1 at least. Oh. Wait, hold up. I forgot the other place. Me making Kool-Aid in the fountain. I forgot. I can go in here. Fell over. Everything's collapsed. Oh. This one's still working, it looks like. My ears. Once again, save me from the well of whatever the fuck it was called. Do not leave me in the well of despair, wherever the fuck it's called. Okay, so that's the end. Maybe. I'll go through the doorway again, just to see. And I'll go touch the other pedestals actually. Just to make sure it's not like a you gotta touch everything. It is kind of interesting. I have had that thought that this is kind of stirring in me again, of like, we hear about things happening in history, like for instance like the burning of Joan of Arc, and you're like, wow, that was a really fucked up thing. But like, if you were to go back in time to that time, she was burned at the fucking stake. Like she had to, like we get to experience it through the lens of history and be like, damn, that sounds like it really sucks. But she had to experience it type shit. And so like this kind of area is like, wow, revered person. We wonder what happened to them. And then the other side is like the brutal reality of like experiencing that moment in that person's life. That you go from like, we wonder what happened to them. Burned at the stake? Guess she's not invited to the BBQ, am I right? There's a McDonald's in the Pentagon. Sorry to interrupt your real sentence with bullshit. I mean, I had said my thought anyways. My thought was pretty well complete when I read your message. All right. Let's do Haunted Cities Volume 2. That was Haunted Cities Volume 1, right? Okay, yeah. Volume 2. All right, we got Gloompuke, Monastery, Rhodes, and Scarlet Bow. I'm assuming this is thank you for like the Patreons. Thank you for so much for downloading this collection of games. This game's collection represent, I think, a fairly good cross-section of the kind of stuff I've been making every month for the past couple of years. They're short, kind of pointless, a little rough around the edges, very personal, and I love making them. I hope you'll enjoy playing them too. Please be sure to send me any adorable fan art you make of the Gloompuke gang, particularly Mildred, who is objectively the best and most precious. And don't think too hard about Scarlet Bo. The key to that one is in one particular page. If you play and enjoy these games and would like to experience more stuff, direct your web surf browser executable to patreon.com/Kitty Horror Show. $5 a month. Thanks again, and I do hope you enjoy these little offerings. Happy Halloween, KH. Wow, 2017. 8 years ago, almost. Boop, boop, boop. What the fuck? She's been at it a while. That she has. Oh my god, Wazda. We love Wazda. Love her style and her work. It's very unique, I will say that. I am vibing with it though. Very absurdist. Maybe not absurdist, but you know what I'm trying to say. Very weird. Out there. Oh there, traveler. Welcome to the island of... Not the official name, of course. I made it up. Catchy, huh? What can I do for you? What can I do you for? Wow, I just told you that. My name is Gregory. It's nice to meet you. I stand here and greet travelers. I do that because I'm incapable of moving, not because there are a lot of travelers. You're the only one, actually. That's a shame. It certainly is. Both of these things I've said. Is there anything else you'd like to know? What's going on around here? Not a lot of truth to be told. Some of the others are investigating that pyramid over there. Margaret and her courtiers are hanging out in the swamp castle, and that temple near you is certainly a building. Yes, nobody's really sure why it's there. Not that it matters much, it's just a pyramid. Pyramids are never important or interesting. Literally never. But you're free to hang out there and wallow around in sadness, I guess. Anything else? Famously. Yep, good old Castle Gloompuke. They say each of her stones is haunted by a separate ghost, which is obviously bullshit. But the cool kind of bullshit, you know? Fun to think about. Well, they make good food there anyway. Anything else? Oops. Pyramids are never important or interesting. Literally never. Add your finger. While around in sand, I presume. Anything else? That's right. It's an alright temple, I suppose. Of course, nobody here has any idea what a temple is for. So Vivian hangs out there and tells her stories. Ask her to tell you one. You'll love it. Understand? Love it. Anything else? See ya. Fare thee well. Vivian Paper Mario? Real? Is this a swamp castle? Who is this pink individual? Oh, hi, hello. My name's Roderick. I'm the Swamp Monster. It's super nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Ah, being a swamp monster is great. Makes so many friends. Need anything else? What do you do here? I'm the Swamp Monster. I guard the castle from trespassers. You're not one of those, right? Too early to tell. Well, please let me know as soon as you find out, okay? You need to know so I can guard the castle from you. My job is very important, and I'm good at it. You sure are. Need anything else? What's up with this place? It's a swamp. Swamps are the best. I get to be a monster in them. Plus it's a castle, so I get to guard it by being a monster. It's a sweet deal. You know, I gotta say, that is a pretty sweet deal. See ya. Bye-bye. Green? Margaret. Look at this fucking throne. Can you believe this bullshit? Who the fuck sits in a throne this big? Who the fuck makes a throne this size? Oh god, I'm so mad. You gonna be okay? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm the queen of the swamp and I can't sit in my huge fuck-off throne. I don't even know how to get a refund. I can't send it back. Mail doesn't exist here. I hate this. It's a pretty large chair for sure. Right? How can I be a queen of anything like this? My foes will be like, check out Margaret on the completely, in her stupid fucking chair for giants. She's just snarling, snapping, and squealing now. Pretty sure you'll be fine. The fuck do you know? You don't even have a body. You're just a floating bee's nest shaped like a torso. You think you're so cool with your cloud of amethyst drones? Get out of my large castle. Fuck you. Wait, is she me? She talks like me, oh no. Look at this fucking throne. Can you believe this bullshit? Who the fuck I love her. She's my favorite so far. Oh god, I'm so mad. I have found that if you hit escape, you can skip dialogue. It's just a floating bee's nest shaped like a torso. Which is apparently, that's the first person who has acknowledged what I look like. I just kind of assumed I was also one of these creatures with, you know, royal-ish bodies and then an animal head. But I guess I'm a floating beehive. You know, that's pretty cool character design, actually. Imagine, like, a queen bee. So it's kind of like a mech. Because it's like the queen bee piloting her drones. So, like, the center chest area is like a beehive. And then her drones are like the limbs to, like, move the beehive around and, like, interact and, like, fight and stuff. It's kind of cool. Character design. Hey, look, it's the pyramid. What's your name? Ezekiel? Hail, traveler. I am the goat of woe, the woe goat. I am woe. I am the woe goat. Woe, oh woe. Woe to me, the goat, who must dwell within these gorge, draped in cloth, ragged canvas, burning, aching. I am the goat of woe. Hey, I picked up on that. You mock me, wandering spirit? You deign to torment me? Thou cruel spectre. Thou maleficent fetch. Woe and woe again. You have bewoed this goat. I'm sorry? Then it is fate that we should meet here this day. Yes, the ghost of sorrow, and I, the goat of woe. Oh, woe. Woe to you, sorrow, and woe to me, the goat. Why come ye to this cruel land and loveless place, sorrow? I was birthed by malice and spat here by a cringing void. I gathered hate in my mouth and screamed myself awake. I was fed on black blood and red soil and grew bitter. I caught storms in my hair and wrung their lightning into needles. Like a ghost I haunt, carried by the abyss from house to mournful house. I crawl like a spider and coat worlds in webs to keep them still. I drift like a wasp, seeking worlds with unblemished skin to pierce. This world is bleak and I will fill its sky with fire. This world is small and I will tear it apart. This world is a curiosity and I have come to paint its walls black. Wow. Did it dial it back a notch or two? Damn. Fucking poser. All right, let's go into the big old pyramid. I wonder if there's a hand-eye boss. Wait. I recognize those swords. And I recognize that building. Dude, dial it back a notch. Fucking shit. And eyebars, Mario. Oh, this is so fascinating. My goodness, yes, unbelievable. These angles, those markings, so exquisite. You there, take a look at the sigil. What do you see when you look at it? How do you interpret it? A runic eye glowing furiously amidst a temple of feathers. A hieroglyph poem composed of cyclical couplets. A container character that alters the meaning of lesser sigils. You haven't shown me anything, or moved at all. Oh, how interesting. What curious perception you specters have. How delightfully unhelpful. So then, how may I help you, strange specter? What's up with this pyramid? Haven't the foggiest, but I adore it. It just appeared one day. Oh, okay, I love studying things. Her eyes go very wide, and she begins breathing heavily. Studying things makes me feel really good. I fucking love knowledge. Need anything else? What do you do here? I'm the foremost linguist and archaeologist on all the floating islands. I set up this expedition, and I'm focusing on my studies on all these bright glowing hieroglyphs that are floating around. Right on. Need anything else? Do you know much about the islands? You mean the 3 islands we're on? Not really, I'm afraid. I have a theory that each island is from a totally different place, that they each belong to a different, distant worlds, separated from them somehow. Okay, what do you think? Sound plausible? Absolute balderdash. Well, there's no need to be profane. Need anything else? Just saying hi. See you later. Take care. Enjoy the mysterious pyramid. Cheap viewers on Streambo. Finally, they're back. Hello there. And what are you supposed to be? Some sort of fetch? Thanks, Triss. Some manner of rusty, okay, well, try not to touch anything with those smoldering hooves of yours. Everything around here is mysterious and valuable. Do you have a question? Who are you? My name is Teresa. I'm an archaeologist. I specialize in pyramids, tombs, mysteries, and ghost worlds, sunken cities, doom mazes, and skeletopera. As you can see, I'm very accomplished. You can tell that because of all the true things I just said. Is there something else? What do you do here? I am overseeing this archaeological expedition. Catherine organized it, but she's invested. Someone still needs to stand here looking. I have many certificates in Imperius that makes me a senior delegatorialationist on site. So the extremely difficult and important jobs falls to me. Is there something else? What's the story with this pyramid? That would seem to be the million Wraith gem question. Like most pyramids, okay, that much is to be expected. What we don't know is where the pyramid came from. Or indeed why it came here at all. But then, we don't know why about most things here. Or even ourselves, really. She stares off into the middle distance for a long time. I believe I've distressed myself. There's something else. Not really, bye. Goodbye then. Really love this 6-second loop. That still somehow, I'm just like, yeah, this is definitely an Egyptian theme. Look upon my urns. So fine, so rare, so delicate. Think what they might once have held. Water, wine, or sand. That's probably it, really. I love urns. I'm glad for you. He's not listening to you anymore. He's too busy attempting to fit his head inside one of the urns. He's doing a lot of whimpering. Let's just leave him to his own devices. He's gonna break those urns, isn't he? Oh, there's no jumping in this one. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Rainy desert. Boof. Boof, boof, boof. Boof. That's a good story. Boof. Boof. Bro is yapping. Who's a good boy? I am. Boof. 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 Boof, boof. A wolf? Get out! I'm so sorry to have offended you. It's not my native tongue, I promise. The Chaos Emeralds! Birds. Hello, friendly spirit. Hello, kindly rave. We are Bethany and Ursula. Ursula and Bethany. We are the keepers of the temple crystals. I'm not doing I can't speak in you have a question for us? What do you know of the islands? A desert full of bones and shrapnel. A swamp full of teeth and ambition. A temple full of lights and whisper. A playground full of ghosts. A menagerie of dreamers. A burnt page, adrift upon a secret lake. A ring that misses the chain. Terrible public transportation services. Not a single bathroom, not one. That's weird. You have questions for us? What's up with the crystals? They hold up the sky. They fill up the sea. They teach the worms to see. They teach the leaves to dance. They give the stars their colors. They give the night its breath. They're pretty okay. You have questions for us? You can tell me about this temple. It is a place for healing. A place for stories. A place for jewels. A place for stars. A place for smoke. Hell yeah. A place for candles. We like it here. You have questions for us? Who's who? Who's who? I am Bethany. And she is Ursula. You have questions for us? Now, see you later. Goodbye. Temple of Smoke, let's fucking go. Past the sacred herbs, let's go. The communion herbs. It's Vivian! Oh, hello there, kind spirit. I have never seen you before. You must be new. Welcome. My name is Vivian. I am the temple keeper. I am pleased to keep you. Meet you. What may I do for you? Tell me a story. Why, I'd be delighted to. Once upon a time, there was a ghost who lived alone in a castle. The ghost was very happy in the castle, floating around, rattling chains, going woo loudly in the night, making walls. And then one day, a young arrogant, this castle is mine now, it will be descended to my kingdom. Just yelling stuff like that to no one, alone. Can you believe that? The ghost, naturally quite upset, decided to haunt the Baron. One night the Baron awoke to find himself covered in spiders. Ghost spiders, that screamed human screams and sprayed blood out of their eyes, and had the roots of human teeth at the ends of their legs, and were constantly ripping themselves in half and screaming. The Baron was so afraid that he immediately entered a coma, which didn't really solve the problem of the Baron being in the ghost castle. Made it worse, if anything. Nobody wins with screaming ghost spiders. Anything else, dear? What's up with this temple? It's quite lovely, isn't it? We're all very glad to have found it. The water in the fountain glows so beautifully. And those great big jewels are nice, too. Most jewels, I find, a very good environment for storytelling, if nothing at all. That's what temples are for, after all. I guess so. Anything else, dear? What do I look like? Well, you're very much like a shawl made of spider silk, draped across the head and shoulders of an invisible woman. Very fetching, I must say. All right. Anything else, my dear? Nothing, but thank you. Be well, spirit. I think that's everything. Now let's take a bath and I can't jump. Well, we can at least stare menacingly at the holy water as we move on to the next game. Escape is not it to escape. That was Gloom Puke. Up next is Monastery. Divine. We're back to the arrow keys. A pair of heavy wooden doors leading out of the monastery. They refuse to budge, though they don't appear to be locked. They seem to have been barred from the outside. Let's go straight forward. You know what? Never mind. A sign. It reads garden. Tapestry. Very nice. A sign. It says Ares Refractory. What the fuck is a refractory? Does that mean cafeteria? A knife. You pick up the old knife. I knew these games too well. I saw a weapon and I was like, yep. You slice into the grub. A jet of worn hemolymph bathes your wrist. The grub attempts to grasp your fingers. You continue cutting until there is only viscera. In the ruins of the grub's body is a faded metal key. You pick up the key. It is labeled Infirmary. 10 BU mealworms, 10 BU leeches, 10 BU fresh maggots, 10 BU silkworm larvae, 10 BU night crawlers, 50 BU black soil. A lot of references to like worms and like grubs and such. Scriptorium. A page copied from some holy text. It describes parasites burrowing into the organs of soft mammals and the glorious jubilation of their feeding. Oh, I don't want Cold of Parasite. Oh, I hate parasites. She has a really good gross writing system style, yes. A page copied from some holy text. It describes cicadas hooking their claws into the bark of trees and ripping themselves out of old carapaces. The description is mellifluous, borderline pornographic. I mean, I too have, what's the quote? I too have, watched cicadas and envied them for their. I've watched cicadas emerge from their shells and envied them or something like that. I forget what the actual line was. Page filled with erratic scrawling. The words skin and shed and drink and writhe are repeated many times. A page copied from some holy text. It describes a hive queen swelling to an impossible size, whole mountains hollowed out by drones and filled with larvae. I'm noticing a fascination with bees, parasites, and especially parasitic organisms, and like parasitic bees and such. And what was the third thing? I had a third thing. And death. A heavy tome is marked in several places. Oh, and viscera. That's what viscera. A heavy tome is marked in several places. You open the first marking. The passage reads, "On her wings rode fury and venom and violent, irreparable change. The sky shivered with her birth, and the horizon was pregnant with the mounds of her children." I'm also not convinced that some of these stories don't, or some of these games don't share a story. Like a lot of this ties in nicely with that one, the game about hornets and the end of the world. Let's not go that way. Actually, I think over here is just fine. The library. Yeah, oh indeed. The door's locked. An odd compulsion stops you in your tracks. You drop to one knee and begin panting. Your vision clouds over. It feels like termites are crawling across the surface of your eyes. You go blind, but for a moment, then the tension passes. You stand and catch your breath. The bugs are back. Nothing bad in the library. You can't scream in there. You're so right. Can I look? No. I cannot look down. Hey, this person sleeps with their head at the foot of the bed. I do that too sometimes. I don't know why I do it. It's like sometimes I'm like, well, I can't go to bed. Guess I gotta sleep on the other side of my bed. And it's the only solution. Like sometimes I can get away with just like turning over and sleeping on the other side. Can I grab the key, please? No. No. How do I look down? How do I grab the key? How do I grab the key? How do I grab the key? No. What are the... Hold up. Alright, that was the sound of me trying to hit about damn every key. I have. On this here keyboard. Mother is coming to visit. I'm so excited. I haven't seen Mother in a long time. What do I gotta do? What what task must I do to grab this key? No, not the chest. Not the lid. The lid. Not the lid. Patrick, the lid. The lid. No. I'm clicking so hard. Like, what game, what do you want me to do? What must I do to grab this key? Fuck it. Don't need the key. I'm tired of clicking. Have you tried clicking the key? Trace? What? Triss, I'm gonna shake you. It's gonna happen. Sorry, I mistakenly called you the name of my other friend. Which, I mean, I guess your names are kind of similar, but... There seem to be graves over there. A statue of hate, mother of the hive. Hey, this is the same world as the hive game. I was right. Plague, wings, and death, and stinging insects. Her wings appear to be crafted from shards of some fine red crystal or glass. This is the same world. I wonder if this is before or after my character fucked literally everything up. What? Chapel. Chapel Roan? Huh. Various surgical implements are arrayed across the counter. They have been poorly maintained, and every one is completely drenched in thin, runny red fluid. Among them is a slender glass knife of exquisite make. Take the knife. I have 2 knives now. This isn't the Pink Pony Club. All indoctrinations hitherto successful. Stability of brother service questionable. No other outstanding concerns. Halfway metamorphoses all ideal, barring those weak souls we put down. She looks upon us with great favor. Ours will be a triumph for her arrival. Are they becoming insects? Are they people turning themselves into insects? This door is seething. You flatten your hand to the wood and feel a deep shuddering, some cruel energy enervating the material in the palms of your hands. There is no knob or handle. At the center of the door is a metal panel with 3 thin slots. I wonder if I can pick up that key now. Right. I did have the thought of like maybe I can only have 1 key at a time type thing. Since the developer did say they were kind of like, you know, they weren't perfect games. They might not have realized that the system wouldn't allow. Maybe I'm just dumb, you know? Have we considered the fact that maybe I'm just doing it wrong? Man, my right index finger is kind of sore from bass lessons today because I had to hold it in such a like awkward position for a long, extended period of time to get this one tone. Somehow this is Linux's fault. I don't think it's Linux's fault. Unless it's so full screen that I should be able to see something here, and I can't. And because I can't scroll down or get my mouse far down enough. I don't know. That door is locked. Are there any other doors? Wait, that just goes to the garden, yeah? What was this again? Refectory. Feck. So I have 2 knives and a key. The key I already used. Those don't look important. You can tell the important things because they're 3D modeled, usually. The corner of the infirmary is filled with hanging chrysalides. They throb and pulse with shifting, changing, growing life. Apart from one exception, they appear fragile, so near to the end of their metamorphosis, you dare not to move too near. Oh, that one. That was the one we heard, probably. Interesting. So that... So they're still going. We need that key. Gotta get that key. Sorry, I was trying to poke around in the file system, see if there wasn't like a README or anything, or like a list of controls, just in case there was like a, I don't know, crouch. Key processor offline. Well, oh, there's a note here. We put down Brother Lambricus today. His change came, but was inadequate. He was given no weapons with which to carry out her will. His soul must have been weak, and yet he always seemed so devout. I begin to fear for my own change, to think that I too might become something weak, something crawling and helpless. I can only pray she will deem me worthy. I've worked so very hard. So yeah, they're turning themselves into bugs. Gabe Johnson. What if I click the bottom part of the key, huh? Can I make the window smaller? No. I have hit every function key, especially F11. I could try... Hold up. Yes, I can apparently, but I have to restart. But you know that doesn't really matter. But we can go check. No. What the heck? Is 4x3 a choice? I don't know what a 4x3 input would be. Oh, look, inputs. Left, right. Cancel is escape. Camera angle up is page up and page down. Hands up or hands down. All right, we figured it out. Yep. Uh-huh. Man, that's sickening. That gives me motion. Back up. Tell me what you want to do now. Do you want to keep rolling? Do you want to keep rolling? Is it? Is it a good song? Yes. All right. You've convinced me. Watch your mouth. How dare you? Who sings that again? Is that Turnt or Limp Bizkit? That's Turnt, right? What the fuck does Limp Bizkit even sing? OMG. I'm sorry, I can't think of it off the top of my head. And she calls herself a musician. Rest in piss, bozo. They did not... whatever. Form into... I pick up a trowel. Oh, hey, I can dig up the bodies now. The word sermon is written across the top of the page. At the center of the page, a centipede appears to have been chopped into pieces. Its fluids have long since dried into the paper. Good sermon. I preferred last week's, but you know, they can't all be winners. Or they can't all be perfect, I should say. This was still a good one. I wouldn't want to, you know, besmirched the good name of the person who did that. Page down. Page up, a page down. You dig up the grave. You uncover the body of a man with no eyes, whose skin is slick and translucent from head to toe. He appears to have been stabbed in the chest. You dig up the grave. You uncover the body of a woman with the legs and segmented underbelly of a cockroach. She appears to have been stabbed in the chest. You dig up the grave. It proves to contain not a body, but a small, thin glass knife wrapped in a scrap of old cloth. Pocket the knife. You dig up the grave. You uncover the body of a man with eyes and arms of a fly. His mouth is a flaccid, graying tube of sallow flesh. He appears to have been stabbed through the chest. In the chest. So I have 3 knives now. Find red crystal or glass. You dare not move any closer. So I've been collecting knives, right? I have 3 knives for 3 slots. Wait, the library. The door's still locked. I wonder if there's more to do. Did I miss a grave? Nope, those are all 4 graves. Where would a library key be? I don't know why I opened that door and then just immediately ran away. Huh. If I was a library key, where would I put it? That sentence doesn't make any sense. Wait, hold up. Is this the one? Where's the page? Maybe not. For some reason I thought this was the one where the dev was like, hey, by the way, one of the solutions is or don't think too hard about it. And here's a hint or something like that. Like check a book or something like that. Oh! You open the book to the final marking, but there is no passage, at least not written. A thin iron key has been wedged between the pages here. Oh, I didn't read any of that. Oops. Hands up, hands down. Into the library. A manifest of books, scrolls, and texts procured within the last month. Among them is a tome apparently recovered from a ruined farmhouse. an illuminated manuscript about the hive, and a rite of invitation. Uh-oh. That's what they've been doing. Table of correspondence associating various invertebrates with the respective planets, precious metals, and acidic liquids. Listen, I'm okay with like a bug-based religion. I'm not okay with turning into bugs. A ritual invocation. Its purpose seems to be changing the color of the sky to create an environment more suitable for the invitation of carnivorous deities. Me when I have to change the fucking how the sky looks to please a deity so they'll show up. You open to a random page. The boy came to a clearing where a great bloated tick wallowed in a shallow pond, and he found that he could not speak, for she had filled his mouth with leeches as he was running through the swamp. You will know you have come to the kingdom of the Hierophant, for the roaches will have teeth of men, and the wasps will not have not stingers but tongues, and the worms will twist themselves into knots until they are torn and bleeding. Her mother, whose head was full of the tattered king's perverted songs, shut the girl in the attic, where blood dripped from between the teeth of the mad-eyed rocking horse, and the spiders laughed like murderers. The priestess sank into the mud, which whispered to her as it filled her ears, and she felt his oils and secrets slide across the wrinkled flesh of her brain, and she shivered, and the knife burrowed under her ribs. The man walked, driven like cattle by the tower's groans, and with each step he took a new worm. With each step he took, a new worm penetrated the sole of his foot, until he was naught but a suit of skin for their family, teeming and boiling at the holes of his eyes. Gross. I hated reading that. Thank you. So what now? Is that everything? We found out that they're turning themselves into bugs? I think that's it. I think we can call this a done deal. Unless there's something else over here. Well, we can't leave. We already figured that out. I felt like we were going to come in here and start stabbing these motherfuckers. But I guess not. I guess we just got knives for some reason. I just think they're neat. Homie. Fuck. Yeah, I can't do a Marge impression, or else I just think they're neat. All right. That was a monastery. Oh, it's Scarlet Bruh. That was the one that was, I remember them saying something about one of the puzzles. Fantastic. 1920 by 1080. This is a bit different. She wove her fingers into mine, and we watched the ships leave us behind. We had nothing but the sand and the sky and each other. My roller coaster tycoon guest. See, true. Especially with the giant text in the sky. Fuck. I fell off again. Everything turned red. Woke up in Geneva. Oh man, I did it again. Is this one actually going to be hopeful and not gross and or sad? Do we get a pleasant story? Do we get such a treat? Oh, check this out. Check this skip. Huge. I hear whispers. You also hear whispers, right? Of course they go away as soon as I say that. Yeah, I can't. Some of that's blocked. I'll read it here in a second. Two seconds. God, there's always path in the fucking way. Her star was the rabbit. Hold up. And she was exiled for the way she changed the city in her sleep. And she was exiled. My star was a wolf, and I was exiled for the bitter words I etched into their doors. We wept for days, but we did so together, channeling our tears into the curve of each other's necks. Or neck, rather. Singular. Where do I go now? Those paths only touched each other. I'm gonna go over here. Quite pretty. It's quite nice to just like walk around, honestly. I know this is probably just called a walking simulator by most people, by people who don't care. But I like these. Just a weird world to wander around in. Nice alliteration. Oh fuck. Interesting, this loop only exists, or this loop goes through here and then just back around, and that's it. The first road rose off from the water not when she was asleep, but when her back was arched and my lips were pressed to her stomach. I gasped, and she shut her eyes, smiling. Now there's an idea. She laughed, then combed her fingers through my hair. Me just trying to read a damn story. Lesbians. I don't think we've been up to that area over there. And I'm assuming there's bottles at the on the islands as well. Would be my presumption. I'd also think there's 8 bottles given how much of the sky this text takes up. Bottle. We walked together to its apex and looked out across the water. I can't see the old continent, she said, and rested her head on my shoulder. Something anymore, I told her and pressed my lips to her crown. Guess that makes us queens now, she said, and pushed me, laughing, into the sea. Lesbians. You were right. You were actually right. It is in fact lesbians. Hey, look. It's a place where they hung out. Base kitty horror show with the lesbian representation. I almost said respiration. Yeah, I breathe lesbian. Eat, sleep, and drink lesbian. Yeah. She raised a wide column from the... Man, I'm on like the opposite side of the map from where I need to be able to read these damn things. Like I am out here picking like the worst spots imaginable to try and read from. She raised a wide column from the depths and filled it with sand, into which I carved the glyphs for tree, wind, and sanctuary. It was not a home we had once dreamt of. It was not the home we once dreamt of, licking wine from each other's lips and presaging our shared future to the moons. But it shone into the ruby sun, and its pillars made the wind sing, and it was ours. Oh, she rested her head on my shoulder. It isn't there anymore. Okay. Not only is it a feel-good story, but there's also lesbians. Huge W. Bottle. We woke one morning to find a tower had shouldered up from the water, threaded through with a ribbon of stone. We wandered to the top and stared at the shimmering inner walls of the spire. We pressed our faces to the crystal. We saw wolves and rabbits bounding together through the fog. I think there's 3 left. I haven't been over there. Well, that's only 1. Oh, there's an underneath over there. That might be where one is. I just realized the two islands that I'm walking to and from are connected to each other by that path. That's cool. A trans woman who makes artistic and unique HIO progress is writing lesbian colors. Is writing lesbian color. I'm so surprised. It was night and we were catching our breath. My head was pressed. Okay, there's only one left, I think. Excuse me while the entirety of the game is in between me and the words I'm trying to read. Yeah. This says, only as I've gotten closer, I've only less been able to read the words. Been able to read the words less. We'll get the last two, maybe. It was night and we were catching our breath and my head was pressed up underneath her chin. The stars were rearranging themselves and the sea was quiet. The last road was settling its stones into place, and I heard her whisper, "There's another one, but it goes up forever, and only I can see it, and I want to walk it, but not alone." So I told her that I would make ink that would hang in the sky, so that we could leave our history behind us. And now that I have, she is smiling at me. And at the foot of a road only she knows is there, waiting to go someplace new together. And there is no one in any creation more beautiful than her. That was really nice. That was pleasant. Yes, nice break from the leeches, definitely. Next up is Scarlet Bugh. No, come on. We can't end it like this. Client has 8 screens. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. But I don't know what that means. It sure is showing my monitors, though. Well, I guess that was the end of that. A bit anticlimactic, but we did get lesbians at the end. We got to end it with lesbians instead of whatever Scarlet Bugh was. But I think I'm going to call it for today. That was simultaneously more than I expected and a lot faster. It's a lot shorter than I was expecting. I thought it would be like we would do all these and then in another stream I would do the Haunted Cities series. But yes, lesbians. Anyways, I'm going to call it here. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope to see you all in the next one. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.